Steel. Biron, a mercenary of Navenia. Biron had lost his hand in a reckless challenge against the Mecha Queen. Since then, he's been using his mech-craft arm to protect the peace in Navenia with his best friend Alessio. Biron is a burst fighter who excels at dashing and crowd control. Charging his mech-craft arm gives him a laning advantage and helps him with dealing heavy group damage during team fights. With his mechanical arm, Biron wields a massive hammer that utilizes electric currents. His hammer accumulates charges when he uses skills or basic attacks. Once charged, his basic attacks and skills are enhanced, dealing additional damage and restoring more health. Biron's hammer can be charged in 3 stages. As the hammer is charged, Biron deals more damage and the skill effects become more powerful. When fully charged, Biron is able to crush his enemies by dealing devastating damage. To take full advantage of his hammer, Biron created 3 moves. The first one is his core skill, where he swings the hammer forward twice with his mech-craft arm, dealing damage and recovering his health. When charged, the damage and recovery are further enhanced. The hammer is charged when he hits a minion, a monster, or an enemy hero. The lower his health is, the more health is recovered. He is able to mount great comebacks with this skill when he is surrounded by several enemies. For his second skill, Biron charges to ward his enemies and deals damage if they're in his way. Biron can then follow up with his enhanced basic attack to deal damage and slow the target. When charged, the enhanced basic attack launches enemies, stuns them, and slows them, limiting their actions while dealing high damage. Keep in mind that the charge will not be spent if Biron doesn't use the enhanced basic attack. One tactic is to keep one charge of the enhanced basic attack handy, and combine it with skill 2 again to control the enemy twice. Lastly, it's Biron's ultimate, Force Field Suppression. He deals damage and creates a shield when he smashes his hammer into the ground. When charged, the electric current also generates a spark, dealing damage to all the enemies it touches, and stealing their movement speed. As his ultimate levels up, the shield strength increases, and the spark's range also increases when charged. Biron can also determine the number of ambushed enemies nearby based on the movement speed stolen by the spark, and quickly flee the battlefield with the stolen movement speed in unfavorable situations. Engaging combo 2. Basic attack, flash, ult 1, 2. Biron has 2 combos, and this one is better suited to dish out multiple crowd controls while the rest of the team deals damage. Accumulate 1 charge first, then use skill 2 to prepare an enhanced basic attack. Use it to engage enemies and follow up with flash to control the enemy, followed by skill 1 to deal damage and charge up. Finally, use his ultimate to ensure his survivability, and crowd control the enemies again with skill 2 once its cooldown ends. High burst combo 1. Flash 2. Basic attack 3. Basic attack 1. This combo is better suited for burst damage and tanking. Fully charge up all 3 charges, then open with skill 1 and flash for damage. Use skill 2 to enhance the next basic attack. Then use the ultimate to control enemies and attract enemy fire. Finish with skill 1 again for a last bout of damage once its cooldown ends. Learn skill 1 at the beginning to take a lane faster, and strike enemies as hard as possible after level 2. When Biron unlocks his ultimate at level 4, his laning survivability is further improved, and can take on 2 enemies at once. Take advantage of his enhanced skills to suppress enemy heroes in his lane. After gaining a lane advantage, he can also support teammates when he's free, using his high damage output and control abilities to help his teammates, defeat enemies, and earn more gold for himself. Biron's combat prowess shines when there's a crowd. By charging up using minions or monsters before a team fight, Biron can deal burst damage with his enhanced skills and basic attacks while charging. In addition, when the enemy jungler aiming for the group's carry, Biron can also protect his allies by using the enhanced basic attacks from skill 2 to control nearby enemies and create an opportunity for his team to counterattack. Even if the group is at a disadvantage during team fights, Biron can easily flee the battlefield using his ultimate and skill 2, which no one in Navenia can compare.